board members. Since Greg's the president, Chris is the only other elected, well, secretary treasurer. Do you want to go ahead and call the meeting to order?
Sure. Yeah, let's call the meeting to order.
All right. And would you like me to run through the agenda, or do you prefer to do so?
I'll let you run through.
It's always worth trying. Always worth it.
Do we need to excuse Greg or no?
Yeah, I was going to get to that next. Since Greg did let us know he was not going to be attending, do the directors want to go ahead and excuse his absence today?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll propose to excuse him. I'll make a motion to excuse Greg from today's meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that took us into director matters, disclosure matters. We did file your conflict of interest disclosure forms with the Secretary of State and the district at least 72 hours before the meeting. Do note that all directors do have a conflict of interest and will be necessary for a quorum to vote on items today. Any of the board members have anything new or different to disclose? If not, we will just summarize those in the meeting minutes, the same as they have been in past meeting minutes.
No, nothing new.
Nothing new for me.
Nothing new.
Great. And then I did understand that Greg was going to be slightly less active on this board due to some role changes, and that the board members might want to consider changing the officers today. We didn't have that listed specifically, but we do have director matters generally if the board members wanted to consider that under item 2.
Yes, that makes sense. And so I will propose, or I will make a motion to change the board president to Chris Carlton and have Greg as assistant secretary. And I think we need to fill the role of secretary treasurer at that point, so I can propose myself, I guess, in that role.
All right. Do I have a second to that?
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, motion carries. So it takes us up to item 3, which is approval of additions to or deletions from the agenda. I don't have any changes to request. Alyssa or anyone from the management team or board, do you have anything to change?
Nope.
I do not.
All right, with that, if I could get a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Again.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Great. Takes us up to item 4, which is public comment for matters not on the agenda. Just to note, we do have a budget amendment on today's agenda, which has its own separate public comment period. So if any members of the members of the public, so it's been a long week and it's only Monday afternoon. If any members of the public have any comment on other agenda non-agenda items, please raise your hand and I'll call on you in the order I see hands coming up.
Yes, I would like to submit a comment, please.
Okay, if you could just state your name so we know who we're speaking with, and then go ahead and proceed. We do try to keep it to 3 minutes, so I'll give you a warning if you get close to that.
Yes, my name is Corey Patrick Hamholtz. I live at 1097 Magnolia Street in the Erie Highlands. Would like to draw your attention to the landscaping, clubhouse, and entrance monument maintenance. It seems to me that all of those items are in need of repair beyond what is being done currently, which is to say, I think all of those items need ongoing maintenance that is not being performed right now. And I'll just give some more specific examples to illustrate my point. In terms of the landscaping, just the simple drive to the neighborhood will reveal to the casual observers that there are numerous flower beds that are lacking in ground cover. There are numerous dead trees and shrubs that need to be replaced. Numerous trees and shrubs that still have bracing on them from apparently years ago, as well as irrigation issues. Frequently I see water in large quantities, just cascading down the streets. And this has been going on for quite some time. So besides wanting to draw your attention to it, I'm more concerned about these items being addressed in the budget. It looks to me like we're talking amounts that are probably in the 5, maybe even the 6 figures in order to get everything up to snuff and then maintain it accordingly. So I'd like for you to consider that. More to the point, in terms of entrance monuments, clubhouse, again, just a casual observation of the physical state of those indicates that there's a need for maintenance at this point. I see nothing in the finances that addresses this specifically beyond what is apparently budgeted for just regular quote unquote maintenance. That pretty much delineates what I would like to add here at this point.
Thank you. Any other members of the public with public comment for matters not on the agenda today? All right, seeing none. Item 5 is approval of the minutes. You had in your packet your meeting minutes from the January 8th, 2024 special meeting, and then the January 9th, 2024 continued special meeting. Those are the meetings that we held to adopt the budgets with the other districts in the winter. Happy to take any questions, comments, or revisions to those minutes. If there are none, I'd be looking for a motion to approve as presented.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, that takes us up to item 6, which is a discussion about House Bill 211110 and the rules establishing technology accessibility standards and the resolution to the same effect. These we previously distributed and discussed with the boards that these were coming into effect. This is not a typo that we're talking about a 2021 law. The effective date of that law is July 1, 2024, which is why we're talking about it now. In the 2024 legislative session, we then had some subsequent legislation which delayed implementation a little bit, created a safe harbor period for the next year until July 1, 2025. So that districts are making good faith efforts to bring their websites into compliance that they can't be sued. Our team has been working with Streamline, who's your web service provider, and provides a ADA compliant base to make sure that all of the documents on the websites are ADA compliant. One of the items that was required for this new legislation was adoption of a technology accessibility statement and posting of that statement to your website. So that was posted before July 1, 2024, based on prior direction given. But since the board didn't have a meeting around that time, we held the approval of that resolution until today's meeting. That's what's included in your meeting packet today. That meeting just reflects that this has been posted, was posted before July 1, 2024, and that the district directs that we continue to monitor your compliance with the guidelines. So I'm happy to take any questions on this item. I know this is one that you all have seen in various different meetings and have received memos with from our office with regards to previously. So if there are no questions, I'm also happy to take a motion to approve the resolution.
No additional questions. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Thank you. No second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Great. That takes us up to my favorite part of the meeting, which is where I get to stop talking and move on to financial matters. Alyssa, do you want to share your screen? Is that easier for you?
I think we should be okay.
Okay.
That's okay with you. Yeah. If you want to just go to your budget amendment schedule.
Yep. And what I suggest is we do have a public hearing on this item and a public comment period. I always think it's helpful if the district's accountant reviews the amendment first. And then we open the public comment and public hearing. So if that's okay with the board members, we'll proceed with that.
Yeah, that works.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so we are proposing a second amendment to the district's general fund. So as everyone would recall, we did amend the budget back towards the end of 2023 with our best estimates for our numbers throughout the year. And then when finalizing the audit, you know, our actual numbers did come in over that amended budget. So we do need a second amendment. So the schedule here is your first column is going to show your very original budget for 2023. The middle column is our amended budget, our first amendment. And then the last column is the second amendment, which we are proposing today. So really the need for this amendment is going to come through on 3 lines in your expenditures. Your first one's going to be your accounting. It did come in over our amended budget as originally expected. This is mainly due to, you know, requests and reconciliations during the transition between the districts. Your next line is going to be your legal line. We did, our first amendment was 111,000 and it came out to about 149,000 of legal expenses. This is going to be your special counsel for districts 1, 2, and 4, and then some higher general counsel expenses as well. And then our last line that really comes through is going to be your fence repairs. We didn't anticipate any fence repairs throughout the end of the year, but you can see that we did end up having about $37,000 of fence repairs. So this was mainly, I believe, from hail damage, which was covered under some insurance proceeds. But as far as your budget goes, you know, you need to amend if you exceed your total appropriation. So we are required to do an amendment. Any questions on these?
Questions?
Yeah, I have a question on the fencing. I mean, is it, are we going to get the money back from the insurance company to cover all that?
Yes, so we did receive insurance proceeds in the amount of $55,407.
So above and beyond.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some other repairs. I think district management could provide all of the detail on that, but I know a lot of it was from hail damage.
Yeah.
So maybe some other things.
We had a major hail damage claim happen last year and 2 landscaping where cars went through district landscaping. So we had 3 different claims, and so we have funds coming in from those claims. And we actually still have a check coming in. So you have another check coming, Alyssa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, given that there is another check coming in, should we anticipate that or put it in the budget now? Or is that something that we would record in 2024?
So is it still proceeds from claims in 2023, Brittany?
Sorry. Yes, it is.
Okay. So your expenses should stay the same. I haven't received any expenses, at least for 2023, but we should increase revenue then, but that shouldn't affect this budget amendment. We can increase the revenue since it is for 2023. But as far as your expenses, those should stay the same.
And what was that? Brittany, do you know the amount?
For the incoming check,
Yes.
Alyssa, you may want to correct me, but I think the last one that we sent to you was 6,000. So then this one should be 8,000, or it's reverse. We already sent you the 8,000 and we have a 6,000 coming.
Okay, yeah, we received one for about 8,000.
Okay, so it should be about $6,000 still coming in.
Gotcha. Okay. Alyssa, do you think we should adjust the insurance proceeds up by 8,000 or by 6,000 and another line item down by 6,000? Would that make it cleaner?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. Well, given that, should Jennifer, I guess, would you suggest that we go into the public hearing process now, if there's no other questions right now, or going to go through questions now and then address any additional questions after the public process? What do you think?
If the board member questions are concluded, we can go ahead and open the public hearing. The board members can always ask additional questions as they come up, but if I can get a motion to open the public hearing on the proposed second amendment to the 2023 budget.
Yeah, I'll make that motion to open the public hearing.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Same protocol as before. Members of the public have any public comment on the proposed budget? If you could raise your hand, I will call on you as I see those hands go up. If you're technologically challenged like I am, since I'm not seeing any hands raised, go ahead and just unmute yourself and speak up. All right. Don't have any hands raised. I'm not seeing anybody else coming off of mute, so I think it's safe to assume we have no public comment on the proposed budget. If I get a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close.
I'll second the motion.
All right.
I
All
did
in
have
favor?
one final question on the
Sorry.
lifeguard line item.
All in favor, please say aye.
Oh, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping me straight, Jennifer.
All right, go for it, Randy. Sorry.
Just the on the lifeguard line item, it had gone down a little bit, but then it's up about 11 grand, like 25%. What was driving that?
Typically, what drives the lifeguard budget going up is the need for an extra lifeguard during the season. So if we have like 2 or 3 guards, and then there are so many people at the pool all season that they need a 4th guard to be able to cover everybody, then we have to bring that person in, and then the budget will go up.
Yeah, because it's based on number of people at the pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
guard per 25 people in the water.
And I understand that the up on the revenue side, the grant proceeds is related to the lifeguards as well. Is that correct?
Correct. The district did receive a pool lifeguard training initiative grant in the amount of $10,700.
Yeah, I applied for that to save the district some money, because I knew we were gonna have to have that extra guard there. I think
That's cool.
also some of that added cost. Well, no, because it went under lifeguard, so no worries. But you can get a grant from the state if you can prove that the guards are trained properly. So we had the YMCA prove that out so that we could get that grant from the state.
That's great. Offsets the increase. So.
Mhm.
And what's the other revenue?
The other revenue mostly is going to be a plug. You know, you can't budget to spend more than you make. So just to keep us from having a negative ending fund balance there. As we just discussed, that will decrease a bit by the insurance proceeds we're expecting to receive. But just for budgeting purposes, you know, we need to have a positive ending fund balance at the bottom.
And on that note, that other revenue line item typically does come from the developer advances. And in this case, it seems like we, since our accounting is higher and our legal is higher, and that is generally, as a result of our discussions with the other metropolitan districts in terms of, moving forward in terms of a transition. I think it's safe to say that we can say that other revenue line item is a developer advance. And so I guess my recommendation or my suggestion is to change that other revenue line item to developer advance. Alyssa, would that work in the budget?
Yeah, we can do that to make it cleaner, and I can confirm we have already started receiving developer advances this year for those costs, so that is correct.
Back to the lifeguard grant, Brittany, is that something that is available for 2024?
I have not received anything from DOLA. They had reached out and sent me information that they were doing this in 2023.
So-
And so I've reached out to them again in 2024, and they have not confirmed if they're doing this grant again. So I don't have anything from them yet.
Okay, sorry, a little off subject, I guess, for the 2023 budget amendment, but I just figured I'd ask while we're talking.
Yeah, it's worth asking. No worries.
Okay, thanks.
All right. If there are no other questions from the board members or discussion from Melissa or Brittany, be looking for a motion to approve the resolution approving the revised 2023 the second amended budget for this as revised to reflect the increase in the insurance proceeds by $6,000, offsetting the other revenue by the accompanying $6,000, and then recharacterizing other revenue as being developer advance, which is where that money is coming from, and appropriating the funds to the so approved amended budget.
It's a good summation. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, that takes us up to the 2023 audit. And we do have a draft of that in your packet, which has been reviewed by my office and revised, and then Alyssa can go over that along with status with your auditor.
All right, yep, so these are gonna be your audited financials for 2023. So the main difference between these and the financials that you guys see throughout the year are that these financials are in full accrual while your quarterly financials are in modified accrual. So starting with page 1, this page can be comparable to your balance sheet. So you can see your assets, the first are going to be what you normally see on your balance sheet. You have your cash, your receivable from county treasurer, prepaid expenses. Really the main difference that's going to show up on your audit is going to be your long-term assets. So those are your last 2 lines under your assets, or your capital assets that are not being depreciated and being depreciated. And then under your liabilities as well, you'll see a lot of those common items: accounts payable, prepaid assessments. The difference that's going to show up on your audit here is going to be your non-current liabilities, and that's really going to be your full balance of your developer advances payable there. And then if you want to go to page 5. So on page 5, this is really a reconciliation between your income statements, the ones you see throughout the year, and then your audit. You can see the activity that comes through here is going to be depreciation on your capital assets, and then any developer advances and interest on your developer advances. So really just those same exact items that I just pointed out on page 1. These are the difference between those financials. And then I do like to point out to the board, if you can go to page 16. So this is going to be your table of your capital assets. So this is really showing you the detail of the capital assets under the district. And this is really the detail behind those 2 capital asset lines. And then right on your next page as well is going to be a table of detail for your long-term liabilities, which is going to show your detail of your developer advances and that interest there. So that's really just a high level for your audit. I like to just show where the differences come through as you guys do see your financials throughout the year. Otherwise, we are about to wrap up this audit. We needed to get that budget amendment done. Otherwise, we would suggest a motion, just subject to a clean opinion from the auditor, to get these filed by July 31st, the deadline.
And no reason to expect the auditor would be issuing anything besides an unmodified opinion, correct?
Correct.
Just like to get that on the record. Is there a motion from the board to go ahead and approve the audit and filing with the state auditor upon receipt of the unmodified opinion?
Yes, I'll make the motion.
Give a second.
Second.
Second. Oh,
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Great. Do you have anything else for today, Alyssa?
No, thank you.
Take us up to the management report. I know we didn't have anything in the meeting packet, but Brittany, in case you had anything you wanted to highlight today.
I do not have anything at the moment. The pool was shut down for a little while because of glass, just so you all know, there was glass in the pool, a lot of it. So we had to shut down the pool. We have emailed the community multiple times and let them know that there cannot be glass in the pool moving forward. The lifeguards are aware of this. Every time the lifeguards ask homeowners to leave, they get a lot of pushback from the homeowners. So then we had glass in the pool and we had to shut down the pool and drain it. So anyway, the pool is back open and functioning, but it was a bit of a drama for a week and a half there, but it's open and we're moving forward.
Brittany? That takes us up to item 9, which is other business. Unless any of the board members have any other business, I don't have anything to present, and we'll be looking for a motion to adjourn at 1:27 p.m.
Nothing further from me. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Brandon, do a second.
I'll say it.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Great, thank you all for your time today, and have a great rest of the week.
You too.
Thank you all. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you all.